Hey everyone, for those who don't know me, my name is Kyler Walker and I was in FUMC youth all through high school. I hope that my fellow graduates and I can give you some solid advice during the transition from high school to wherever you might be going.
Hello, I am Levi Mason Lamb.
Hey everyone, I'm James.
Hi, my name is Hope, and I am from Hope Rouse. I should probably say my whole name.
Hi guys, my name is Jordy. Side note, Brent, yes, this is one of your old shirts.
Hey guys, my name is Jordan Jeffries, and I'm sorry about the creepy light right now, but I'm in the field.
What's up? I'm Matt. What was I known for in youth? Probably being the latest to show up to youth.
The best thing about leaving high school is the freedom you have, although if you're not careful with it, it might get you into some trouble.
I would probably say that the best thing about leaving high school is just the freedom and just being able to make your own decisions and seeing where they go.
The best part about leaving high school, I would say, would be like the freedom, you know? Like you aren't going to be getting text messages from your mom at 1 a.m. that says, "Where are you?" That stuff is going to be pretty much gone. So yeah.
There's a few things. There's a lot of independence, freedom. You know, you can spend your time how you want to, be involved with what you want to be involved in, and that's been probably one of the best things for me.
One of the best parts about leaving high school has been probably all of the friends that I have made. When I left the youth group, I was really afraid that I was never going to have as good of friends as I had in the youth group, and I was lucky enough to find a group of people who were just as supportive, just as loving, just as fun to be around. So I'm very thankful for that.
So the hardest part about leaving high school is coming to a place of education where you're actually forced to learn stuff, and it's actually like really challenging. Yeah, having to like really learn to reapply like your study habits and like how you learn is just it's really different than like learning in high school.
I think the hardest part about growing up is being forced to be challenged and just not being able to run away from those things.
Some of the worst things about leaving high school are like missing your home, your family, your friends, and worst of all, like your dogs. That one hurts. I miss my dogs all the time. Also, another hard thing on a more serious note, it's like you're gonna have to make decisions for yourself independently, and that's like, it's actually really hard. And like I remember like leaving high school and not thinking that being an independent person was gonna be hard, but it really is.
There's a lot of things about high school, and you know, leaving high school is kind of like a double-edged sword, right? So in high school, like especially towards the end of senior year, you're thinking, okay, none of this stuff like matters anymore, right? Like I just want to get it over with, and I don't even care. And then so when you get to college, well, guess what? You have to start caring again because this stuff does actually matter. And making that transition is kind of difficult, especially if you like didn't put a whole lot of effort in high school.
The most difficult part about leaving high school was, in truth, leaving the youth group because of that fear that I wasn't going to be able to make friends, that I wasn't going to be able to find a place that was really going to help me feel like I was truly being myself. That was probably the most difficult was leaving that support system, leaving that security.
I got 2 words for you: time management. You've got a limited amount of time in the day, and there are those points in the semester where things just start piling on, and you really have to know how to work through that effectively, and that's been a real challenge for me.
Okay, so practical advice, definitely keep a schedule or like a calendar or something of all the dates, all the meetings, all the assignments that you have due.
I would say it's like honestly resisting the urge to like go home, especially if you're like kind of close, because you're gonna like miss your town. Like you're gonna miss Wichita Falls. I know it sounds crazy, but you really are, especially at first. Like I found myself missing home a lot, like near the first few months. But as time goes by, it'll be better, and yeah, you'll grow up and you'll feel comfortable where you live. And sometimes you'll go home and you'll be like, I'd rather be in Denton than Wichita Falls right now. So yeah.
Don't forget to do things.
Well, one thing that you might want to keep in mind is to not forget to sleep.
Don't forget to shower.
Get your food in you.
Like showering, like exercising, like sleeping.
Try to get some exercise as well. Those are all good things.
Big emphasis on showering here at college.
The biggest piece of advice I can offer when going to college is put yourself out there. Join clubs and organizations, any way to make friends.
Get involved, get involved. It's going to be really easy for you to use that new time that you have to just sit in your room and to watch Glee 2 times in a row your first few weeks of college, and to waste all of that precious time when you could be building relationships, getting experience, learning new things about yourself. When I got to McMurray, I went to an involvement fair and I literally joined every single club that even looked remotely appealing to me. So always, always, always go to the festival that they're having on the quad. Always, always, always join the club. You can always quit it if you don't like it. Always do the thing and you can sleep later.
The most important thing that I think I can probably share spiritually as far as my journey's gone is don't be afraid to ask questions about your faith and kind of where you struggle. It's good to ask questions because if you find an answer, then that's just something you can kind of keep in your pocketbook, something that you can have in case someone has the same question or someone's going through the same struggles that you have. But another thing is you just you solidify your faith and everything that you believe. It's a really good way for you to kind of develop yourself individually, because you think, well, why did something happen, or why is this happening? What's going on? And instead of just having that question nag on you, because if you try to ignore the question, it's just going to stay there and it's not going to go away. But if you are actively asking the question and you're trying to find the answer to that question, whether it be through prayer or through scripture, you'll find the answer, you'll find something close to the answer, or you'll find some kind of relief. And so you can use that both to develop your faith and as a tool to help others who are struggling.
I think a way that I've been able to grow with God is by being able to accept His answers. Like every prayer is answered. Either it's going to be a yes or a no. You might like it, or you might not like it. But He's always doing what's best for you.
One piece of spiritual advice that I could offer to you is that maintaining your spiritual life is not something that is just going to happen to you, and it's going to have to be something that you can work towards. As soon as you get here, start engaging yourself and try to find new ways to grow in your spiritual life. I'm sure wherever you go, there's going to be some kind of college ministry for you, whether that's on your campus or at a local church. Find those things. They will feed you for free, and that is a blessing, let me tell you. So no matter what you're studying, it's possible to be able to maintain that spiritual life. And you just have to seek it out. It won't come to you. You have to put in the work to be able to maintain whatever spiritual life you have now, or to help it grow.
Just don't be afraid to know where your faith lies and where your relationship with God is. Even if you're at a hard point in your life and you're thinking something bad or something awful, and you're just like, man, God, why? That question in itself is a really good thing to ask. I've had a lot of times recently where I've just been like, God, why? Like, why is this happening to me? What's wrong with me? Why did it have to be me? I'm not trying to ignore the problems. I'm not trying to just push the problems aside. I'm just like, why is this happening? And I found a lot of answers. And I'm very satisfied with what I've found, and questions are inevitably the pathway to knowledge, and it's the only way that we can learn is ask questions. If we never ask questions, then we're never going to get anywhere, because we're never going to know anything. And I think that there's a level of trust that can be shown and kind of built if you're willing to ask the questions. If you're afraid to ask the questions, it just shows you're not ready for the answer. If you're not ready for the answer, then you're not trusting God, you're not trusting yourself, you're not trusting those around you. So I think that the simple question, why, is probably the strongest thing that you can do.
Okay, so since graduating, the ways I've grown up with God, well, when you go to college, like, I didn't really have any close friends that went to UNT with me, and like the only way I could talk to my family would be to like call them, or if I wanted to like talk to my friends, it'd be like Snapchat or something like that. But the one being who came along with me is God, and like that's the one relationship that really shouldn't change that much when you get to college. It should just like grow, you know what I mean?
I used to think that there was one correct way for me to live my life in order to make God proud, kind of like a proud parent or, you know, a proud teacher. But I kind of don't view it that way anymore. Just as like, you know, if I'm going to be a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer or a stay-at-home mom, my mom is going to be proud of me no matter what. And in the same way, God's going to be proud of me no matter what, and is going to be happy with me no matter what I choose to do, as long as I stick to that message of loving God and loving God's people.
I think that just trusting God has probably been the biggest thing. I had no idea how I was going to provide for myself when I became more independent, and so I kind of threw myself at the mercy of God. One day I was like, God, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know what I'm going to do. And the answer was really simple. I needed to do what I love, and I needed to share that. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll teach lessons. And so I had no real idea how I was going to do that. Because I was going to put like an ad on Craigslist saying, hey, I'll teach piano to your kids. And it's not exactly how that's going to work. And so literally the next day, a friend of mine sent me a picture of a flyer that they had found that was at the school at Midwestern that I just somehow glossed over, like passing by it every day. But he like saw it and he was like, hey, I'll send this to Levi. And he sent it to me, and I got it, and I looked at it, and I read over this flyer, and I was just like, this is it. I need to do this because this is what I want to do, and I guess this is just God saying, hey, here's your opportunity. Take it. Might not be as direct as mine was. You may kind of have to kind of do a little bit of searching, but God will provide. If you know what your love is and your passion is, and you do it wholeheartedly for God, and you just believe that, you know, what you're doing is in some way is gonna glorify God, and He's gonna provide. He'll make it happen.
Okay, so wrapping up the advice, these city folk ain't like the people back in Wichita Falls. Take care of your stuff. I have been robbed of 2 bikes. Lock up your bikes. Lock up everything. Take good care of your stuff. This isn't Wichita Falls. It's like, lock stuff up, please.
If someone offers you free food, ever, you take it.
Alright, so one final nugget of wisdom from you, boy James. There's probably going to be times in your college career. It might be in your first semester, it might be in your second semester. For me, it was this semester. There's going to be times where you're feeling like totally overwhelmed, and everything is crashing down around you, and you're going to fail everything, and you're going to have to drop out, and everyone's going to hate you, and you're going to have to go live in a mountain hut in the Himalayas. But it's okay. It's not going to happen. You're going to be totally fine.
You know, you're going to change a lot in college. Your past isn't going to follow you to college. People aren't going to remind you of the weird stuff that you did in junior high, and the kind of stuff that you did in like elementary school together. So yeah, that stuff is gone. The only thing that's there with you in college is just the person you are now. So just strive to be the best version of yourself, because that's who you are.
My last little piece of wisdom is just filling your life with things you love. If it be, a job or a hobby, whatever. But filling your life with things that you love to do just makes it so much better.
I think that my one bit of wisdom that I could probably give goes back to asking questions. Through college and just doing everything, you just gotta ask questions. You gotta be like, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go? Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to not know anything. Don't be afraid to just let God guide you. I'm confident that God's gonna take me the right way, because so far He's taken me the right way. Every moment of my life, I think he's pushed me into a direction that has made me a better person. You never know God's plan. As it's always said, you never know where God's going to take you. And so there's no point in trying to figure out in one moment where you're going to go for the rest of your life. You just got to do what you got to do, and do what you love, and just be willing to do whatever it takes to continue doing what you love.
You're probably going to feel like you're alone, right? And there's like nobody around you to help you, just kind of drifting off on your own. But that's also not true. You're not alone. There's tons of people who can help you. You're just a phone call away from everyone who's back in Wichita Falls. I think my advice is to remember that you're not alone, and you're going to get through it okay, because there's always going to be people who can help you.
Lastly, I just want to say that I love you guys, and I'm so proud of you, and the God lovers that you all have become. And I just can't wait to see what you all have to offer the world. And I miss you guys, and I will see y'all soon.
Always take the free food. Always take it. Always take the free food.